All right, we are live, and today I'll be um trying to draw a bottlenose dolphin. All right, let's get started. So I feel like a lot of people like dolphins, and for a while I've been very anti-dolphin because kind of the marine mammals in general, they're they're not the nicest guys. They've been caught doing some criminal activities, some pretty horrific stuff. Like orcas, dolphins, The whales are a lot more chill, but orcas and dolphins, man, they've got something going on. And I don't know, so I've always just been against them, as always just kind of hated them. But then recently I was watching a video about orcas, and I think they had a point that maybe possibly I was a bit biased. My bias was a bit too strong because, to be honest, all the bad stuff that dolphins and orcas do is just stuff that humans also do. So they're just a lot more like us than I would like. So, I mean, I guess I have been giving them a little bit of bad, been a little too harsh on the dolphins. Okay, come on, do the erase thing. There we go. Let's try this again. Like the shape I see in this tutorial that I'm following, it looks kind of like a bean. So, and it's gonna be like the body of the dolphin. It's gonna be like hopping out of the water, kind of bent. But that bean shape is a little looks a little odd. Um, yeah, maybe like that, sort of. And then that'll be a tail here. It might be a little long. Yeah, let's make that shorter. But yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of cool. I think orcas have some really cool stories as well. Um, there's been examples of them like swimming up into like up a river and then into a lake, and then just being in the weirdest spots. I need to plug in my phone. It's at under 5% battery life. Right back. Hmm. Let me make it a little. Okay. Now, tail maybe just from there. But yeah, I do still think they're definitely not my favorites. Dolphins and orcas, even though maybe I don't have the. At least I don't dislike them now, which is always good. All right, it's kind of a tail. I'll have the mouth kind of thing here. Then, let's see, it's going to be a fin here. I know I'm doing very rough lines now. I'm going to clean them up afterwards. I'm trying to do this a little differently to how I usually would do it. I'm kind of just going a little bit more off of feel and trying to just trust my instincts a little more. I feel like that sounds a little pretentious almost, but I don't know. Okay. Okay. Let's take a step back. Think about this shape. Alright, what do I like and what do I dislike? I think the top fin looks a little too skinny and long. The tail looks decent. I think that's good. The body shape, I think this line up here is too high. It would make the body too thick. And this, yeah, I think that's about the right height. Yeah, I like that. And then this just needs to be a little bit more smooth on the transition to the tail there. And I think that's clean. Yeah, so this needs to change. I think these I might change a little bit. I do like this, just clean up the lines. Yeah, okay. So let's try to clean these lines up. Come back at it with an eraser. Well, let's just find the, like, how to get this nice and smooth. Yep, okay. Now we'll come in with this, kind of grind it down. I was just watching a video about narwhals, and something I didn't know is people haven't really been sure what the tusks are for, which is pretty interesting. You know, like the tusk. I mean, it's iconic for the narwhal, the tusk, but it just surprised me that there's not really any research, there's at least not much, and there's only like a couple now, at least there's only a couple of videos of them actually even using the tusks, and in those videos, I mean, it seems like well, let me start. Well, most people thought, there's really three options, I suppose, for what the tusk is for, like, like deer kind of fighting with the thing coming out, deer have antlers, and the males will hit each other over the head with their antlers. Some people thought narwhals the same thing, but they have a big tooth, which, yeah, I don't know. So that was one theory. And then hunting, maybe they're going real fast and then stabbing fish. And the issue with that thought is if narwhal swims real fast, stabs a fish, how do they get it off the tusk? What do you do? They don't have hands to reach up and take it off of the tusk. So, a little less likely. I mean, you could still use it like a rapier, I guess, and just like stab and then retract somehow. Just do a little injury, but you couldn't like skewer a fish, guess. Um, and what was the other option? I don't know. It was mentioned in the video. Hold on, let me look what the video is called, actually. Might as well recommend it. It's well produced. It's called There's Narwhal News by Sage the Bad Naturalist. One thing I also love about this video, I love it when YouTubers do this. I don't know why. Well, I sort of do. It's in the 4:3 aspect ratio, which, as you can probably notice from my stream, also in the 4:3 aspect ratio. I don't know why. I just really love that aspect ratio. Everything looks, in my opinion, better. I don't know why. It might just be nostalgia. But anyway, I mean, even if it is nostalgia, if it looks better to me, who cares if it is or not? But yeah, because I have two 4:3 monitors, 4:3 aspect ratio monitors. So I always love seeing videos in that aspect ratio. To the point where I'll even so on MPV, if you hit Shift A, it's a keyboard shortcut for changing the aspect ratio of videos. So I'll stream like YouTube videos through MPV, and then change the aspect ratio to be 4:3, and then everyone's like stretched. Everyone looks like super, like everyone's face is super skinny when you do that. But for some reason, I like it more. It doesn't make much sense, I suppose, but I don't know. It just looks nice. But yeah, so I always love when YouTubers have that aspect ratio. But sometimes I get rage baited by that because there's some YouTubers who are banking on the nostalgia factor, like I probably have. That's probably the reason I like the 4:3. And they'll do a fake 4:3 where they'll export the video as 1080p with with like the 16:9 aspect ratio or whatever it is. It's not 16:9. Whatever. I don't remember what that aspect ratio is. Whatever 1080p is. And then they'll put black bars on either side of the video to make it like widescreen. And then it just looks so bad on my screen because now I have black space on every single side of the video, top, bottom, left, and right. And it's the worst thing ever. And then I'll stretch the aspect ratio, of course, when I'm streaming it through MPV, and then it'll be even more squished. It'll look, I don't know, just upload it in 4:3. Like, just commit to it. Commit to the aesthetic. I mean, it's not that important. It annoys me because there's no reason. Like, you could just export as a 4:3. But to each their own, you know. If you really want to, you can ruin the you can ruin the aspect ratio. There we go. Let's see. I could talk about some fun stuff I've done this week, I suppose. Let me actually check. The microphone is on. Okay. I don't know, it's always a fear I have whenever I stream. I have also just had the tutorial closed for a while now. I haven't been looking at it. Okay, there's not much. Okay. Let's get rid of this line. Fun stuff that I did this week. Well, I sprained my ankle. That's not really fun. I was going skateboarding on a trail near my house, my home, and yeah, I don't know exactly when it happened, but at some point, I guess I sprained my ankle, And then the following day, I ended up going uh hiking with a friend, which definitely didn't improve things. I should have let it rest. So like after I went hiking, it just felt so much worse. It really hurt. I thought I had like fucked up my foot like bad. Like I was uh I was having some scares there. I think that size looks a little better. Um, I don't know. I was worried it was broken or something, but luckily, I think it was just sprained. And yeah, the the hike that I went on with my friend just didn't help things. But yeah, hike was a good time. It was this like forest conservation museum, which is pretty cool. I mean, the hike was really the enjoyable part of it. And since it was Memorial Day, we did not get in for free. I was about to say that. I don't know why I was about to say that. No, it was a good time. Uh, yeah, they had like an old blacksmith shop there, which was cool, and some of the like housing that people uh back in the like forestry men were back in the day were using, which was pretty sweet. And yeah, it was a nice hike. And this dolphin is coming along as well. I actually really like how it looks. I think, yeah, because I was trying to do like a different style with the lines. It does look very chicken scratchy, which isn't the greatest, but I think it's pretty good. Let's do more. That, yeah. And then these lines are just a little too thick. But yeah, and then because I was had a bad ankle, my friends and I we had to delay our roller skating plans. We're planning to go to a roller skating rink. Now it's gonna be next week, but that should be a pretty good time as well. Okay, that's his mouth, and I think. See, it needs kind of that top shape there. Yeah, something like. I don't know. Oh, nope, not that one. Okay. Not perfect by any means. Don't like how this shape looks here. Let's see. I want more of a this and then more curve like that. Yeah, that's better. Oh. Yes, 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 yes. That is a better fin. I don't know how to do shading for this, to be honest. I could do just a kind of draw a line like this and have the top section be a little darker. Almost feels unsatisfying. I don't know. Let's try. Yeah, I don't know. Let's try it. And no, I don't like it already. Hope I can undo pretty easy. I don't know. I like how it looks. And I mean, dolphins they're pretty consistent gray shapes. Color wise, it's more about like how the light hits, and then that's getting into shadows, which I just don't even. I need to get to learning, but at this point, I'm just not really sure how to do shadows well. So I think this looks pretty nice. I'm satisfied with this. That's a nice dolphin. Let's see. How long has this been? 20 minutes. Let's see if there's maybe another tutorial. Maybe if there's a narwhal tutorial, that could be fun. Moray eel. I don't know. It just looks hard to draw. Just wouldn't be confident doing it. Ooh, marine iguana. That actually could be interesting. Let's see. They have a little fun fact here. Marine iguanas are odd-looking lizards that live only on the Galapagos. Oh, these are the ones that like Darwin was like, oh, these things are the ugliest thing ever, or the most disgusting thing ever, I think. Only on Galapagos Islands, these plant eaters have strong snouts and sharp teeth that they use to scrape algae off the rocks to eat. They often have white stuff on their heads. It's a sea salt they've sneezed out. Yeah. Okay, and these things like there was also some like science experiment where they would like chase these things off the ledge because they wanted to see what they would do in the like to get back on land or something like that, and then they ended up just having to chuck them in the water because they weren't cooperating. Which is not their fault, but oh, there is a narwhal one. Okay, we might do the narwhal. See what their fun fact is for the narwhal. Um, So the long pointy tusk of the male narwhal is actually a tooth. Also, it's not only male narwhals. At least according to some statistics, 15% of the female narwhals also have a tusk. It can grow to nearly 3 meters long, which is kind of crazy. It's like like nearly 2 humans. 2 small humans long is. I mean, that's insane. Whew, it's a long. I mean, it'd be a cool weapon. Narwhals are members of the porpoise family and dive deep into Arctic waters. These social mammals live in pods of 2 to 10 narwhals, but they may gather in groups of hundreds. I mean, a group of 100 narwhals with like all 2 meter long tusks. They can grow up to 3, I guess, but like everyone with a 2 meter tusk, 100 of them in a group. That would be pretty intimidating. All right, let's try to draw one. So let's start with the body. And we're going to do one of these ovals, like we always do, it seems, for aquatic animals. And then we'll have a nice little tail, and this kind of a fan shape. Pretty much. think maybe, yeah, something like that. Okay. I think this could be skinnier. I think the cutoff is a bit too sharp. There we go. Okay. Actually, you do want it to be kind of skinnier. Okay. And then we'll have yeah, no, it's too skinny. Let's do the front bit first. I find that seems to usually be easier if you do the front fin. I like the front bit of it first, because then the curvature is a lot easier on the way up. And we want a little one that's a little smaller. A little bit in front, and then, okay. So I'm just gonna draw a straight line first. Try to get a feel for where it should go. See, I think probably like there, right? Yeah. And then we'll draw a little circle. And to start with, I'm just going to do straight line. And then I can make it look more natural afterwards. Yeah, there you go. Okay. Now, let's change this. Okay. Let's do more of a shape like that. There you go. Yeah, it's more flipper shaped. There we go. And then we're gonna let's put a little mouth. An eye there. And let's see. I think his body's a little too pudgy. So you can fix that a little bit. Come on. There we go. All right. I think actually we can probably just go ahead and get rid of all of that. And then we can, so this will connect. Something like that. Okay, looks a little better. Hmm. Yeah, I think that works. I think this hump in the back can be a little bit more defined. This can be a little less exaggerated here. Oh, it looks a little too skinny. I think maybe that's because it's just so long. Yeah, I think that looks a little better. Now let's just make this bigger. I might have to. Well, actually, no. I mean, if they can reach up to like 3 meters, I think that body to tooth scale is good. Clip some of these lines. There we go. There we go. I think the horn, that cone shape is a little big, but actually, it does not look very realistic. I'll say that. Um, I do kind of like how it looks though. Yeah, you know what? I like it. Uh, I'm just gonna do some kind of shading. They do have kind of spotted pattern on the top a little bit. So let's go ahead and make kind of just some spots and flecks and stuff. Just kind of on the like top half of the body. Um, kind of have them fade out as they come down. I have very small little flecks at the towards the bottom here. I think it looks cute. Actually, I think it does look pretty cute. Um, let's see if I can maybe make these flippers here a little better. Can I like Trying to see if I like can move the fin a little further back, but it doesn't look like it. I think the spacing's fine. You know what? I like it. I like it. I think that's a good final product. I don't know. It looked kind of derpy. But it's cute. I don't know. Ooh, I can do the 'cause the tooth, it's kind of like a spiral, right? So you can do these rings to show that. There we go. Oh, it's even better. I don't know. This looks really cute to me. This might be one of my. I actually might like this more than a lot of my other drawings, just because it looks cute and derpy. You know, like this. Oh, this looks really good. Uh, this looks really good, but they don't like look cute and derpy the way the narwhal looks. Like these look kind of realistic. Like this is one of my favorites just because the perspective is so different from what I was usually doing, and it looks good. And then this one, I really like how the 3D for the mouth looks here. So I also like how that one turned out a lot. Um, and then that, yeah, looks pretty decent. But this, I don't know, it's got a cute charm to it. All right. I'm very happy with how this drawing session went. Um, yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking about also. I used to. I mean, as you can probably see on my channel, I used to do a lot of game streams. I'm thinking about getting back to it. There's one game I've been kind of addicted to recently. I'm not good. Like, this is the first online game I've played in so long. But instead of streaming and drawing, I've been playing this game called Rematch. I think I mentioned this in the live stream as well, actually. But it's been so addictive. It's Rocket League without cars is the way I always describe it, which I know is just soccer or football. Um, but like it feels like Rocket League without cars. It's not like FIFA. Um, and yeah, it's so fun. But I'm so bad at it as well. Which that's the only hard part about streaming it because I feel like I'd be so embarrassed. So I'll think about it. I'm also thinking about playing Subnautica. So those are the two games I'm thinking of if I do start streaming again. Doing games, playing games on stream. It'd be between Subnautica and Rematch. Um, I don't know. I've just been having such a good time playing Rematch. It's been fun. Also, when I was earlier when I was talking about fun stuff I did this week, I completely forgot that I watched the Champions League final yesterday. It was so good. I know a lot of people online said it was a bad game, but it was fun to watch. I was at a bar with so many Arsenal fans. It was like completely packed with Arsenal fans, and they were very passionate. They were cheering. I mean, when Raya saved that penalty, it was crazy. It was so loud. I was cheering along with everyone. It was a great time. Sadly, Arsenal lost. Before the game, I know it's a win for football. Nobody likes haram ball. But yeah, I don't know. It was a lot of fun watching Arsenal play. It was like a tactical game, like defensive football is usually it's not exciting to watch. You have to kind of understand the tactics and the way Arsenal was forcing PSG to the wings. and PSG just like Dembele just was not able to be a target man in the middle. I mean, it was a great tactical battle. I don't know. But yeah, past couple Champions League, every time I pick a team, they lose. So that's been upsetting. But whatever. I'm happy with the drawings today. Maybe I can talk about that Champions League more later and World Cup later next stream. But yeah, hope y'all had a good time. Have a nice night, nice day, whatever time zone y'all are in. And yeah, peace.